Hello, my dear curiosities. Do you remember the moment the phone rang? That shrill, jarring sound, and the cold, flat certainty of the voice on the other end. 7 days. The true horror of The Ring wasn't what you saw. It was the knowledge that you were next. It wasn't a monster waiting behind a door. It was a deadline ticking inside your mind, a psychological time bomb. I watched this movie on TV of my own volition, well below its age limit. Let's just say I didn't grow up on cartoons. I grew up on curses. Sure, I was scared, but I loved it, though I did keep a close eye on the TV for quite some time afterward. The Ring became a global sleeper hit, taking a subtle concept and turning it into a generational fear. But how did it pull off the ultimate trick of making the horror feel like it followed you, the viewer? Welcome back to Dead Curious. I'm Vyxen Storm, and tonight we're cracking open the VCR, pulling the tape out, and analyzing exactly how to write a curse that follows the viewer. We'll distill the atmospheric terror of The Ring 2002 into 3 essential lessons for any concept creator, and then wrap it up with 4 ironclad rules to guarantee your curse sticks to your audience long after the credits roll. Stick around until the end because instead of a conclusion, I've prepared a downloadable Dead Curious cheat sheet, a rapid-fire recap of every lesson and rule, and watch past the end credits for something cute as a treat. The title itself, The Ring, is genius. It speaks to both the circular nature of the curse, the chain, and that terrifying telephone ring that seals your fate. But the first, most crucial lesson, Lesson 1, the curse must be the core mechanic. Most horror curses act as obstacles. In The Ring, the curse is the engine of the plot. The tape doesn't just contain eerie images, it ignites the story. It creates a strict countdown, 7 days. It defines the stakes, your life. It establishes the quest, uncover the truth, and break the chain. The curse forces Rachel and Noah into motion. It becomes the catalyst, the escalation, and the climax all at once. It replaces the need for a lurking monster because the antagonist is already inside them, ticking. Now let's bring in Rule 1. The 7-day limit. Your curse needs a non-negotiable time limit. Monsters can hide, timers cannot. Rule 1 needs to be paired with Rule 2, no escape clause. The rules must be clear and absolute. Rachel thought she was safe. She wasn't. This reinforces the idea that no one, not even the protagonist, is untouchable. Before we slide into the misty dread of Lesson 2, if you're enjoying this deep dive, and if you've ever answered a call you really shouldn't have, give this video a like. It truly helps this channel grow. The Ring masterfully uses atmosphere to smother its characters in loneliness and dread. This is Lesson 2. The soundscape must define the isolation. The American remake's world is soaked in gray, waterlogged, overcast, perpetually damp. This isn't accidental. It's a visual metaphor for decay and inevitability. But the sound is where the film becomes suffocating. Hans Zimmer's score is criminally underrated here. It's not about sharp stings. It's about droning unease, subtle distortion, and the static hum of something broken beneath reality. The tape's imagery isn't scary because it's graphic. It's scary because it feels infected. The atmosphere isolates the characters even when they stand in the same room. Rachel is constantly trying to reach her son, Aiden, yet the curse creates a fog between them, emotionally, visually, sonically. This brings us to Rule 3, use auditory anxiety. Go beyond the visual, subtle unease, static, hums, drones, ticks, sinks into the subconscious and makes empty frames feel threatening. If Lesson 1 is the ticking clock and Lesson 2 is the oppressive rain, Lesson 3 is the existential gut punch. Lesson 3. The solution must be the restarter. Rachel finds a way to live. Make a copy. Show it to someone else. This is the reveal. The curse doesn't want resolution. It wants propagation. It's not a mystery. It's an infection. Rachel's survival demands a moral compromise, turning her, unwillingly, into Samara's accomplice. And that is the moment the horror follows the viewer, because suddenly you must ask, what would I do? So we arrive at Rule 4, the moral contradiction. The only way to survive your curse must require an ethically questionable or outright harmful choice. Force your audience to wrestle with themselves. All right, my curious creators, time for your take-home exam. Here is the Dead Curious cheat sheet, the essential takeaway from our deep dive into The Ring. Curse as mechanic. Make the curse the plot engine, not a side threat. Isolation through atmosphere. Use oppressive sound and visuals to create persistent unease. Solution is the restarter. Let the fix be the curse's continuation. Rule 1. Non-negotiable time limit. A ticking clock creates constant pressure. Deadlines don't hide, and neither can your audience's anxiety. Rule 2. Clear absolute rules. No escape. The curse must feel airtight. When the rules are ironclad, every loophole the characters think they find becomes another source of dread. Rule 3. Auditory anxiety. Subtle sonic dread. Unsettling sounds work beneath conscious awareness. Even when nothing is happening on screen, the viewer feels watched, pressured, or unsafe. Rule 4. Moral contradiction. Survival requires compromise. Surviving should demand an uncomfortable choice. When the solution makes the protagonist complicit, the horror lingers in the viewer's own conscience. Use these as your blueprint to craft a curse that follows your viewer long after they turn off the TV. The Ring terrified me when I was young, far too young to be watching horror, but that inescapable anxiety is exactly why it worked, and it's why your concepts will work too. Now tell me, if you received the Ring tape, who would you show it to? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want more dissections of horror's greatest concepts, be sure to subscribe. Goodbye, my precious curiosities. Stay curious, stay scared.